everybody, it's the Hey Poopy Podcast. What that booty do from poop to pleasure to health. Hosted by me, Ellen.
And me, Dave. Two curious people removing the stigma from your stinker. And why are we doing this? Because we love laughing, learning all about butts and helping them be the best they can be. And on this week's episode, we have nightlife New York City legend Darlinda Just Darlinda on the show.
Yes.
And she was great. A lot of awesome stories.
Yes. Hot out of the cannon.
Yes.
And shot out of the cannon, I should say. But I guess hot out of the poop world.
Yeah, hot batch out of the cannon, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she was great bringing us all the stories from farting to another friend pooping to herself pooping in the woods in her pants. I mean, like the plethora. We barely even had to ask her any questions. She just kept bringing it.
Yes, bringing the heat.
Yeah.
And you can hear things like this in this little clip right here.
So my friend was grooming my dog, and she did it in her bathroom, and it was like you have to keep the door shut so the dog doesn't get distracted. And I had a coffee before she arrived, and she had probably an hour left, and I was like, I gotta shit. I really gotta go. And I was like, how much time do you have? She's like, 20 minutes. I was like, I can hold it. I can hold it. I got this. I can do it. And then it was like, nope, I'm good. I'm going to go poop. So I went to the recycling and I got a Talenti ice cream jar. And I went in because I was like, I can't just shit in the living room. So I went into our bedroom and closed the door and went into the closet. I got a plastic bag because I'm going to, put it in a plastic bag and throw it away right away. I am halfway to the closet and I have shit in my pants. And then I was able to make some of it into the Talenti. It was a lot of poop.
Wait, sorry. Back. Yes, so stay tuned. There's plenty more where that came from.
And do you want to know more about me and Dave? Well, go on to heypoopypodcast.com and you can see everything that you need to know, from our fabulous merch, our email address of where to send us your own personal poo-poo stories, and more.
Yes, tons of stuff, a plethora of things, all about butts. So, do that and on to the shit show.
Yes.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
Hey everybody, it's the Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave
and Ellen, and this is episode 169, but it'll always be number 2 to us, our favorite number. We have a very special guest today. We have Darlinda Just Darlinda.
Yes.
Hi, Darlinda.
Hi.
Welcome.
I didn't know it was 169. That makes it special.
It does.
Super special.
Yeah.
Very, very special.
Do you 69 while rimming? Please, if you do, email us. We want to know.
Yeah, that's content for our show. So please be part of the show.
And also, congratulations, 169 episodes.
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
That's a lot.
That is.
And not including
major.
mini-sodes and reruns and parties and
Yeah, that's a bunch.
Yeah, we've been doing it a
We've
lot.
been busy.
Film festivals. We are a busy
Yes.
operation.
It's like a big production over here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But Darlinda, before we go into who you are, we'd like to know, how have you been pooping recently?
Well, so it's not been the best, but because I had surgery on May 6th, and then I've been, what is this? This is June 2nd. So, I've been taking a lot of ibuprofen. And so today was what Bristol Myers, it was like between a 4 and a 5, like elements of
That's
5, Yeah, maybe a little bit of 6 too. So
A little loose in the caboose?
A little loose, but I'm all, I got IBS, so I'm always a little loose.
Yeah.
So it makes me such a free-flowing person.
But if you're on painkillers and they're not killing your possibility of poopage, you're pretty good.
Well, I got off the Condo. I can only do it for 2 days, and I'm on crutches because I almost fell down. So I was like, I can't.
Wow.
I was like, get these out of my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit works, though.
Yeah.
It does. Oh, yeah.
Did it stop you up, the codeine?
It did, but just for like 1 day. So it was like I felt like crap. Like, it's like, how do you feel depressed and uncomfortable? And then and else you can't poop. And I was like, one day is enough constipation for me. And I was,
Yeah, constipation sucks.
Ugh.
It's the worst.
It is the worst.
And it's like people, like I'm on the opposite side. I'm just like, I never get, maybe like maybe twice a year I'll get constipated or something. Not even like, maybe I'm exaggerating. But it's just like, so when I do, I just feel like, oh my God, this is bad.
Yeah.
It's like
constipation is the enemy of this show because with constipation, we don't have a show.
Pretty much, yeah.
No shit to talk about.
Exactly.
It's a no-go. We'd rather have diarrhea, which is awful too, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
We like it the most when it's in your pants, but
for this show, for sure.
Coming up later,
there's a little teaser.
Yeah,
completely.
And Dave, how have you been pooping?
I've gone 4 times today already.
Whoa!
Yeah. Had an early start. I too am on some painkillers. I'm having this weird nerve issue thing, which is getting better, but for a while I was taking whatever the fuck I can get and it was not working. It was like I took these pain pills and like my body's just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like it didn't even like register. But regardless, I think I've taken 4 shits before. Let's see, it's 5:00 now. 5:05. So yeah, like it's been a productive day for me. And it started off as a 4.5, 5. They get increasingly like worse and worse.
It's like your sleep helps you to bind it up, and as you go through the day, it loosens.
I gotta say the papaya enzyme thing is so good. I take 3 tablets a day, and it's like it really does wash things out in the morning. Like it's like super fibrous and like ready to go. But as they go on, they're not as quality. So I think my body's just like, look, we're just gonna get out whatever we can get out. So, but I'm usually on the looser side, so that's me.
He's loose in the
Scorpio.
caboose.
Yeah.
My check-in is not nearly as epic as last week. Sorry, y'all. But I can report that I've pooped at least twice today. Once at my friend Bambi's house. Thanks, Bambi. I'm glad you had a bidet because that was it was like a Bristol 4.5, 5. I needed that bidet action to wash away the remnants that were stuck to my tush. And I didn't even have to poop when I went into her bathroom. I was like, oh, I got to pee. And then all of a sudden poop came out. And I was like, look at that. Looky. But over the weekend, it was Memorial Day weekend, and I ate mushrooms because why the hell not? It's my America too. And I had some of the best shits the next day. And the funniest part that happened was like a shit in my house. That's great. Then we went to the beach and it was like 4 of us. And I was like, I really have to pee. I'm going to go find the public bathroom. So I went and pee, and there was a bit of a line for the bathroom. And as soon as I got in there, I was like, yep, I got to pinch one off while I'm in here too. And I came out, and the 3 people I was with, Gerald being one of them, were like, you were in there for quite a long time. And I was like, well, there was a bit of a line. Yeah. And they were like, oh,
it was an incident.
Yeah. They were like, oh, it was just a line. And I was like, well, if you guys all need to know, I took a shit too. And all of a sudden, Gerald and his friend Jared were like, and I was like, what is this all about? Did you guys have like a bet? And they were like, yes, we bet to see if you were going to poop or not.
That's an easy
bet. Bet that you were gonna poop?
That's an easy bet. Gerald
bet that I would, and his friend Jared lost. And Gerald was like, I've been with this woman for 11 and plus years. I know if she's. Yeah. I was like, yeah, if it's a public bathroom, I will shit in it. My body just has to open up.
For sure.
I wouldn't join that wager at all.
Yeah.
He knows you're sitting
That's
at
a losing bet.
He's made a career out of it.
Exactly. Unless that morning I woke up complaining about constipation. That's the only time to bet against me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Only time.
Yeah.
But you'd be gone so long, one would infer that you took a dump.
Yes, and the line.
And the line was pretty long, but
it was
still.
a combo pack.
Yeah,
so yeah.
You never know.
My asshole had and other things to do on that bet.
Beach pooping is like my least favorite because it's like I just want to be able to pee in the water. Like that's easy. Whales do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure humans pee is like much more toxic than any other animals in there. But when you got to go, you go. But like pooping, it's like then you go into the gross public bathrooms.
Worst.
is there toilet paper? We don't. No one knows. You know,
But
Is there a
toilet, like,
toilet?
if I'd already been like, if I had already been swimming and I'm all wet and like moving my bathing suit around, it's hard to get it back into place when it's been
Right.
wet. Then you're trying to wipe and the toilet paper is getting caught because it's damp. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I
yeah.
hate that feeling. That sensation is really disgusting.
Yeah, maybe
don't
there's
feel
some
clean.
sand up in there.
Yeah. I don't feel clean.
And when I just got to Dave's house an hour and a half ago, I ate my lentil soup that I love bringing. It's like in a pouch. It's really easy to like heat up, and it always gives me off some farts. So I'm really hoping by the end of this show I can blast some off for y'all.
Great.
Have you guys done that? I haven't listened to all of your episodes, but has there been some where you get to record your farts?
I don't think I've ever farted once on this show. Maybe once.
I maybe did it. Well, the brown hour.
Yeah, that's true.
Brown hour I did. I maybe outside of the brown hour, I have had this weird thing where like I will literally fart 20 minutes after we're done recording. And I'm like, really? Can't
Yeah, I
I do
don't
this
think-
while we're recording?
100% sure I've never farted on the show while we're recording it.
Yeah.
So my body's
but
like, we're working.
you rarely fart,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I get older, the farts become less and less. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But our last episode, I had to stop halfway through to pee and I pooped. There's been many times I pooped
That
mid-episode.
happens. Yeah, that does happen
Not
a
in
lot.
my pants, in the toilet, but at least it happens.
Good. I mean, I
Yes.
feel like maybe there's a world where you film this episode like in a bathroom and you're each on a toilet. Just see what happens, you know?
Like our
Maybe-
biopic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Right,
I'd go
exactly.
first.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be done first.
Yeah. Dave,
Yeah.
it would be interesting. Like we need to do our own craptacular.
Yeah. I think when there's a thing attached to it, then it's like harder for me to perform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like
I tried to pee on stage and it's like, I've done it once when I was just like at someone's show. There used to be this show in Williamsburg called Bath Salts, and I went for Eric Schmallenberger's birthday, and like the show happens, and then like whoever wants to come up can do whatever they want, and so I decided to do a karaoke version of Landslide, and then I was like, I'm gonna pee. I'll pee in this pint glass, and then I filled that up, and then I filled another one up, and
Oh, wow.
you know, it was probably my most like hot mess performance of my life because I wasn't gigging. It was like there was no, you know, it was just me drunk,
Yeah,
like
no
ready to
pressure.
like, yeah, it was great.
Oh
And
my
but
goodness.
I've had to figure out how to gas pee on stage, so it looks like I peed. But
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
You gotta love New York City. Where else can you pee on stage? And it's just called art.
Exactly.
Yeah. Berlin, probably.
Amsterdam.
I think you're right about that, Dave.
A couple places. You're like, holy shit, that's nuts.
But even in the United States of America, I
Yeah.
don't think any
There's
other
very
city
few
would be
places.
okay with that.
Or it's like in some weird place in the middle of nowhere you've never heard of. Like it's either like super extreme just in a city or some backwoods place. You just like crazy shit's going on. You're
Yeah,
like,
they're
wow.
like dancing pissers and a donkey show in this
Yeah, yeah.
barn,
There's like-
you know?
There's a lot of wild stuff going on. Those little weird pockets of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Darlinda,
Yeah.
now that we've checked in with everybody, tell us what you do besides your poo.
Well, I am a performance artist and burlesque performer and actor. And, you know, it's like I feel like I'm like, who am I? What do I do? Especially being off my feet for 6 weeks. I'm like, what do I do? I don't know. I just lie around and make sure I don't step on my foot. But before my surgery, I had a show at Joe's Pub, which I do different projects around the rainbow. So I use the rainbow as a storytelling technique and kind of chakras as well. So like red would be birth and sex, and orange would be like the sacrum and laughter and creation. And then yellow is like the gut, the intuition, and green is the heart chakra, and blue is the throat chakra. And then I keep it like just the 6-color rainbow because it's easier for like a time format. Like that's how my brain works. When I'm like writing a show, I'm like, oh, you get an hour. So if you make it an hour, it'll probably be like an hour 15. And then so purple is the brain chakra, the crown chakra. And we did brown in the last show on May 2nd because this time I've done it as a solo show. And then I decided I wanted to just work with people because, you know, the pandemic I made 13 videos. I worked with a couple of people in some of the videos, but most of them I made by myself. And this show at Joe's Pub was rescheduled from I think spring of 2020. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
like,
Yeah.
I was like, I got to do something. And I was like, I want to work with people. And then, Omicron hit, so we had to reschedule it then. It was just like, it was like, I want to work with people, but we ended up doing brown because a friend of Diana O wanted to bring her dog. And she was like, we want to do brown. And so, because of COVID, she had to do a video, but we had the dogs, the puppies were there. So that was great.
Cool.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
orange again?
Orange is a sacrum. It's like divinity and creation and laughter.
'Cause I don't know if you're wearing red or orange right now, but it looks like you're wearing orange, and I feel like laughter. We need to get into the laughs.
Yeah, totally. So there's like rainbows all over this, and it's like an orangish red.
Yeah.
So we're close to it.
Nice.
Yeah, laughter is so important. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you don't,
I love laughing.
yeah. I mean, especially now with the world being a shit show, it's like we get to, it's like that's all we have really is our
That's all we have
laughter.
left. Jesus.
Yeah. And we always say on this show, like, bring us your most humiliating moment and let's laugh at it.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate it. Let's
Exactly.
destigmatize and take the shame out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So talking about that, Darlinda, let's go into all these
All right.
fabulous
Yes,
stories.
it's ripping.
Okay. So I, obviously I've known about your show for a really long time. Lots of my friends have been on my show or been on your show. And so I was like, I would talk about different poop stories and people would be like, oh, you should tell that story on Hey Poopy. And I was like, no, that's not the right one, and then shit happened.
Okay.
It always does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
So my friend was grooming my dog, and she did it in her bathroom, and it was like you have to keep the door shut so the dog doesn't get distracted, and also grooming a dog is like not fun to watch if you're a dog owner. So it's like close the door, and then I decided that day earlier to have coffee. Now I don't usually drink coffee because it just it doesn't feel good for my health. Like I get lots of other symptoms that relate to drinking coffee. So I had a coffee before she arrived, and I was like, oh, maybe about she had probably an hour left. And I was like, I gotta shit. I really gotta go. And I was like, how much time do you have? She's like 20 minutes. I was like, I can hold it. I can hold it. I got this. I can do it. And then it was like, nope. Nope. I'm gonna go poop. So I went to the recycling and I got a Talenti ice cream jar, and I went in because I was like, I can't just shit in the living room. So I went into our bedroom, and there's close the door. There's a closet. I went into the closet. I got a plastic bag because I was like, I'm gonna, put it in a plastic bag and throw it away right away. So then it's I am halfway to the closet and I have shit my pants. And then I was able to make some of it into the Talenti. It was a lot of poop.
wait, sorry. Back real quick. How you said Talenti, like the gelato thing,
yeah, it's like a pint. It's a pint cup.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I would feel like I would need a bucket of a Talenti bucket.
Well, I probably wouldn't have fit up because, I did get a lot in the pants. They were my favorite jeans.
Oh.
And I just was like, I can't wash these. I was like, I have to throw these away.
Oh.
So I throw them away. I go outside, put them in the trash. And then I'm just I didn't get toilet paper. So I'm just poopy butt. I'm just poopy butt. I just have a poopy butt and I don't have anything to wipe with. And we didn't because I had given her the paper towels. She's like, oh, I need paper towels and I need regular towels. Everything was in the room.
Everything
with
you
her and the
needed
dog.
was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so I was just okay, I'm just going to be poopy. And then she's then the dog, because this happens often when you get your dogs groomed. The quick was bleeding, and it's really common. It doesn't hurt them, but it was it's as a dog owner who had never experienced that before. It was really traumatic. But I was trying to be calm. She's my friend, and I didn't want I was it's fine. It's no big deal. She felt really bad. It's the whole thing. There was blood all over the apartment. And just
Oh my
I'm
God.
crouching down with knowing that my poopy butt is just wafting through the air, and I'm just okay, and I can't get she's goes back into the bathroom, and so okay, I made through it. She left. Dog was fine. Showered. I had a gig that night. So I'm at the gig, and a friend of mine had told us a story while we were in Australia about when she had done a lot of dance shows, and she was in high school with her parents, and she shit her pants, and she's like sitting in a restaurant in the corner, and she'd been like dancing all day. She was like in a break between the two shows or something, and her mom's like, "Did you get your period?" And then her dad's like, "Did you shit your pants?" And she's like, So we would say in the show in Australia, we'd be like, "Did you shit your pants?" Like we'd say that to each other all the time. So I was like, I'm going to tell her. So I tell her, and then of course I tell it to other people because it was just kind of an amazing story, I think. And then, so I'm putting my makeup on, and then I was like, oh my God, I had $115 in that pocket, like cash.
Fuck.
And I was like, well, whatever. I'm not going to, you know what? I just can't, because there's going to be poop everywhere. It's going to be so gross. And I'm not going to do it. And then everybody, like literally everybody, my fiance included, was like, he was like, you need to like get the money.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. All right. So the next morning, thankfully no one had gone through our trash.
Because it smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of ice cream is this? What kind of Talenti flavor is this?
Can you imagine?
It's melted and weird chocolate colored.
It's got a weird odor.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I go in there, I put my gloves on, and I go through, and like fortunately there wasn't like I don't know what I did, but there was not a lot of poop like near that pocket where the money was. I got the money, and I had, a couple days later, I got my nails done with my poopy pants money. And
that is a great ending to that story, though.
Right. And I was like, and then I got the money back. So, the jeans I'll never see again, but that's okay.
I mean, you went from like a really horrible experience, and you kind of went to a nice little luxurious, I'm going to treat myself. After all that.
Yeah, exactly. It felt really good. Yeah, nice. It felt really good. But recently, I think because I have I've almost shit my pants like many times in the past 6 weeks, because I think part of it is that it's like hard for me to get up. So it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go. And then it's like, all right, I'll get up. I just like, eventually I'll get up, and then it's like, oh no, I gotta go. And it's like, there we are. Oof. It's like, maybe there'll be a little bit of spot Amanda. Like, goodbye underwear.
Yeah, that's gone. You can't keep. You're like, fuck that. Like, even if you got
you can't keep
just
them.
No. Just
you're like, it's just like, I feel like you just can't wash shit off. I don't know.
I've thrown away stuff that I've shit in. It's like tainted. Even if it's your favorite thing in the world, even if you got it as clean as you can, you'll just always look at it as that thing I shit in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can bleed on things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blood, I don't care. But like shit, it's
blood
different.
is cleaner though. Blood has no, a little bit of black bacteria, but not like.
If you saw a friend, we always talk about this. If you saw a friend on the street or somebody that was like, had a head like was bleeding, you go help that person. Someone like covered in shit, you're like, hey, you want nothing to do with that person.
Yeah.
Hands off.
It could be your best friend. It could be your partner. You'd be like, you're gonna have to go take care of that on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just no fucking way.
No.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, blood, whatever, but shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, it's no good. I have another story too. I don't know if you
can tell us all the stories you want.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, this was like one of the original ones, and I wasn't sure. Anyways, I'll tell it. So there was an acquaintance of mine that like bartended at a venue that I used to perform at a lot, and it was like what people that you see quite often that you want to like hang out with. So I've been like trying to like schedule something, and then she had hurt her back, and so she needs someone to walk her dog, and I was like, that's fun. I don't have a dog at the time. I was like, I'll go walk your dog. So I show up, and she is like, I can't poop, I need to go to the emergency room, because she's been on pain meds. And I was like, all right, we're going to the emergency room. And so we go to the emergency room, and I'm like, literally, like the only thing that's to be done is to like go in there and scoop out her poop. And so
you did it yourself, or a doctor did it?
Yeah, I was going to say
the doctor did it. We were at the emergency room, and I was just, it was cool because they put like, like in the olden days when like women would have babies, they put like sheath all around their their bodies, but just their heads sticking out. So it was like that. So I didn't have to like see it happen, but it was like
splash guard.
Yeah, but I'm like looking at her face and I'm knowing that she's got like someone rifling through her anal cavity, like getting the shit out.
Wait, but the doctor weren't like, hey, did you try an enema? Did you try a suppository? Did you try laxatives? Like they were just like, no, we'll just get in there the dirty way.
They just went straight in.
Yeah. They
mano.
Yeah.
That's a doctor that wants to get that done.
Yeah.
Doctor loves that job.
Loves that job. Yeah. It was like, oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
And it was just a matter of fact. And then I was like, so now we've shared this experience and I barely know you.
I mean, that's a big ask. Like, but you're a better person for it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I'm a good person by telling her story on a podcast.
Hey,
but,
you can share names.
There's no names.
That's true.
Like, actually, her name is. We can bleep it out. That's easy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm trying to think of any other really good ones. I mean, because I have IBS, it's like, it is like, there's a time I was on a backpacking trip and, I can't really eat nuts. They give me diarrhea, like no matter what, except for like, I have a sister from Africa and she brought peanuts, like fresh peanuts from Togo. And they did not hurt my stomach because there's like, I don't know, there's like no chemicals on them. They're just beautiful peanuts. I had no problems.
Well, peanuts aren't really a nut. They're a legume. So maybe that's why also.
That's why too. I'm also like, I can't do beans. It's just,
Oh, so that sucks.
Yeah. So I'm on a backpacking trip and what do you eat on backpacking trips? Beans and nuts. Like that's what you can take.
Yeah.
And so it's the middle of the night and I have to take a shit. And like, there's nowhere, like I go onto this hill and just like, diarrhea.
I mean, hey, at least it wasn't in your pants. It's like outside.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, but shitting in the woods is like pretty amazing. I don't know if either of you have done that, but it's like,
Have I done that? I don't know. I don't think so.
You shit your pants camping, so you were close.
Yes, close. I mean, I was at the beach too, but yes.
Oh no!
On the way to the bathroom, I shit my pants. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of like.
When I shot with Freddy Love, we went to the same park that I shot you in, and as soon as we got there, I saw a public bathroom and I was like, oh, I'll go here. And the doors were locked. And I was like, okay, maybe I could hold it, but it's already an hour drive outside the city. And I walked with Freddie down the path and I turned to them and I was like, you're going to have to watch my gear and watch for me, but I have to duck behind this tree. And I could not believe how kind they were to even still look me in the eye after that and give me the respect that a person who just like shit like a bear in the woods behind a tree, and it was like Bristol 7, like butt pee-pee. And there was no way, and it was coming out of me so fast that it's like, it's either I'm going to shit my pants or I'm going to do this behind this tree right now. So yeah.
I mean, Freddie seems like the kind of person that's like, they seem to have like a very generous heart, like
completely.
They have humanity.
But that was the first time. I think we met briefly at a show, but like that was the first time we were spending quality time with each other, and we became fast and furious quality people to each other.
Something like that will really. I will either bond you or it's just like cool. We're good. Yeah, that was nice that one time.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, let's never do this again. No.
I don't know if I could look somebody in the eye after. I would think that I was strong enough to be able to do that, but
It's be more awkward if you're like looking directly at them as you're taking a shit.
And their brown eyes.
Yeah, you're like...
Your brown eyes like, winking at me.
Yeah, right? There's a twinkle.
I'm sure you've talked to people about the slipper room bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Which for your listeners is a burlesque venue and the bathrooms are really small. And like, the rule is, the unspoken rule is you don't shit in the dressing room bathroom, but it's like, sometimes you gotta go. And so it's always...
You even said to the listeners, it's the bathroom small. There's no bathroom. It's a toilet in the dressing room.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
So it's just like, you've got your mirrors and then like there's a toilet. Yeah. And that's right there. And maybe you use the like and there's a hanging rack right next to the toilet. So it's kind of like, it gives you this sense of privacy, but it's like, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, and behind the toilet is a window that you can see the stage and then pull the curtain closed.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's basically on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Seems like a great spot for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it's always like the unspoken rules that you don't shit there, you know, but then it's like, sometimes people do. And then it's like, it'll be this like rumor that, oh yeah, Darlinda shat in the bathroom. Like,
Yeah, we've had a couple guests on who's like, we know people who've shit in that toilet, but they've never said the name. And they're very fancy showgirls, like not like the burly dude who's there that night to do like juggling tricks. It's always like this petite little number who's like rhinestoned out and has to pull the cord.
Yeah, it's your dainty. It's your dainty.
Yeah,
Actually,
I mean,
excuse me, sorry, I pooped.
That would totally be me, because there's so many times I think I just have to pee and then shit falls out, and I'm like, I wasn't even planning that. Sorry, everyone.
oh my
It's so
God.
frustrating. That sensation is like, just, you know, I did acid once when I was 14 years old. Half a tab. They sent us to the mail, like sent it to us in the mail from San Francisco. I lived 3 hours north of San Francisco. And me and the rest of the 14-year-olds were doing acid, like in our class. We're on the telephone, you know, like talking. And we're like, how are you feeling? I had a bad trip. My friend who said she was going to take care of me went to sleep. Anyways, I said I'd never do acid again. And then my fiance had a really great experience doing acid. So I was like, great. I was like, let's do it. I also took half a hit. And before I'd taken like just like a little microdose before. And I was like, oh, this is great. I like this. This feels really good. Like there was no like adverse effects. So I did this half a hit. Meanwhile, we're in like Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is like white supremacist. Like there's like all these like, you know, Blue Lives Matter signs everywhere. And it's like, it's just not the place that I should have done acid. But so we're on the beach and we're like, here we are, whatever. It's like, fine, you know, and I saw like one group of queer people walking by and I was like, oh my God, before the trip I've had, I was like, okay, we're not alone. You know, and it's like, I'm Jewish, he's trans, we're both Jewish. It's just like, it just felt really like the target was on us. But the overwhelming need to shit was like, arrived, and I was like, okay, I gotta go. Like when? I was not in the bathroom. We go back up to like where we were staying, which was like, you know, maybe a half a mile away. We go back, but then it was like I had what I call the diarrhea monster, where I felt like the whole acid trip, you know, it was like maybe noon to midnight. And I just felt like I was going to have diarrhea at any moment. It was like that feeling of like that tenseness in your body. Yeah. Like I was like, ugh. So I just was like, that's the diarrhea monster. I'm like, I can only microdose now. It's like, otherwise it's a diarrhea monster. And I'm not here for it.
No.
So.
So did you shit your pants? You didn't shit your pants, right?
I didn't shit my pants. No, we went back up to the house. I had a good poop. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
But the feeling kept lingering.
I get that feeling though.
Yes.
When I take mushrooms sometimes, I'm like, I got to take a shit like instantly. Not instantly, but like once it starts kicking in, you're like, I got to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's your body's way of like technically those things are poison. So they're like, how can I get rid of it as soon as like, I know people who take mushrooms and they throw up right away, or like, you know, like your body's way of being like, how do we get this poison out of us? I love when I take mushrooms and I have to shit the next day and everything evacuates. But like during the trip, it's like no fun.
Any kind of drug trip, you're like, oh my God. It's just like, but then once that release happens, it's just like awesome from there.
Yeah.
You would think, David. You would think.
No, but you didn't have that. I'm sorry.
No, it felt like that whole sensation of having to shit. And I would try to go to the back. Nothing. You know, it was just like, me and the diarrhea monster hanging out, but without any diarrhea. Yeah. You know? Just the one.
Get cock blocked by some diarrhea.
Oh,
sensations.
No. Yeah.
Sensation.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I'm still alive. I made it through.
I mean, next time just wear a diaper. And that way, fuck it. Like, just like, you know what? Let's let it ride.
Pull the ripcord.
Yeah.
I know.
That could be a funny experience.
Yeah. I was on tour with, I mean, you could probably figure it out, but I was on tour with a bunch of folks, and one of the people was like, let's wear a diaper while we're on tour. And like, just to like, see how it was. It didn't happen on the tour that we were on, but then that person went on a beach trip with this other person and they did it. But I was just like, the idea of like sitting with your shit or like piss just seems really uncomfortable. Like, you understand why babies cry when they have a dirty diaper. It's like,
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the novelty wears off like 5 seconds in.
yeah, you're like, I just peed in front of everyone. And then you're like, oh, and I also just pooped. And now it's up in my butt and I can't wash it out.
But Dave, that gives me an idea for the next brown hour. Maybe we should just do mushrooms and wear diapers.
Oh my God. I mean,
But like,
that's probably
being near a bidet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we both have bidets, so
Yeah.
depending on where we do it, I think we'll be okay in that front.
Wait, what's the brown hour? What do you do on the brown hour?
This last brown hour, we did a whole hour where we ate farty foods sitting in a diaper and tried to see if anything happened. My
Ellen
stomach
farted.
blew up. Like,
Yeah.
it looked like I was 7 months pregnant
Yeah.
of just gas. And I farted twice on the show because I think the next time if we did it, we'd have to like eat a bunch and then record hours later.
Yeah,
because the
beforehand.
rest
Speaking
of the
I'm gonna
night.
fart. I'm gonna fart. Oh, it wasn't that loud.
I'll put that
It's
in
like
post.
it never is.
Yeah.
It never is.
Not when
Yeah.
you want them to be. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that was it.
But yeah, so we could do a brown hour where we take drugs
Yeah.
in a diaper.
We just do a whole drug episode. Just do
That
that.
would
See
be
what happens. You know,
Yeah, that would be fun.
that might not be the best quality, but it could be a fun episode regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd have to have like an assistant engineer to come in and make sure that we're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
talking to the mic.
I feel
Talking
like
to
if
the
we
mic.
videotape it, it'll be worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Audio
That'd
might
be
not
fun.
be as funny, but
right.
yeah.
But yeah, that's an
good.
idea. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I this is another story. I mean, I just didn't realize I had so many stories.
Hey,
now that-
keep 'em
now that I'm
coming.
there. So it's not about pooping, but it's about farting. I had in like 2006, I think, 6 or 7, I went to the drag invasion of Fire Island, and we were staying at our friend Stephen Menendez's house. He's a photographer. You might be familiar with him. Yeah. Yeah, so he used to have this beautiful house called the House of Orange. It's like Tigger and his husband and like Machine Dazzle. And there was other people there. And because Dirty Martini and I were the 2 single people, we were like, let's, we roomed together. But it's like, Dirty's started burlesque before I did. Like, it is already, by the time I showed up, it's like very well known in burlesque. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm sharing a bed with Dirty Martini. Very nervous. I get into bed, like I wake up like maybe 4 a.m. and I have to fart, but I'm just like, I'll just wait. I don't want to, it was like a real creaky old bed. I was like, I don't want to wake her up. Finally, it's like 7 a.m. and I'm like, okay, it's early, but it's a decent time. It's a time people wake up. So I go in the bathroom, I fart, I probably poop, come back, I lie in bed. I'm like, I'm going to try to get some sleep. And Dirty's like, hey, Darlinda. And I was like, I wish you'd done that. Like before
Yeah, she broke the seal for you.
Yeah.
she broke the seal for me, and it was too late because I'd already broken the seal.
Yeah.
But it made me like, it definitely calmed me down. And I was like, okay, even Dirty Martini farts,
Nice.
just
We all fart and
Yeah.
poop and we should celebrate it.
absolutely,
For sure.
absolutely, yeah,
Can I ask
Yeah.
you some of our regular questions?
absolutely.
What kind of toilet paper do you use? And do you put it on the roll over or under?
So I use I like one ply Scott. It's what works for me. Everything else just like rolls up in my butt hair. It's like, yes, I have butt hair, and it's just like, I get that it's soft or whatever, but it's like, it doesn't do it for me. It's like, I'd rather not, when I get to the shower, be, washing out toilet paper. It's
we
pretty
call
gross.
it the TP crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really, I hate it. So just like simple one ply, nothing fancy. And, I know you all know Topher Bousquet. Why we were housemates at one time. And after I moved out, he was like, finally, you're putting the toilet, it's like, finally you're gone. I can put the toilet paper on the right way. And I was like, what do you mean? it's like where it's over, right?
Yes.
It's over. That's the right way. And so then I was like, I was traveling somewhere and I found this like the blueprint for toilet paper, and it showed it going over. It was like whoever designed toilet paper made a blueprint, and I gave it to him as a gift.
Oh, I seen it hanging in his bathroom.
Bathroom,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. I was like, okay, you're right. So yeah.
So you did under, and then you switched to over.
Yeah, I think I did whatever. I was just like, I don't know. Put the toilet paper on the roll. It's there. It doesn't matter. And then,
Hey, as long as TP is there, that's the most important part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the worst is when you see just like the empty roll, which is that's just like insane.
Oh,
It's like a psychopath that does that.
yeah. Makes me
I know.
literally like smoke coming out of my
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you poop, do you sit or stand to wipe?
I usually stand.
Wow, we have a stander.
Yeah, because I have a pretty big butt, so it's like a little bit easy. It's like I can like spread everything. I can spread. Otherwise, it's just like I sit on the toilet and just stays and it squishes. Or I'm like a halfway up.
Right.
A leaner.
Okay.
But I definitely try to stand, which doesn't work. Which doesn't work too well if you have crumbly TP, because then you get the crumbles, they fall on the floor, and then you're like, who did that? Oh,
Yeah. Or you got to clean it up. You're like, shit.
Yeah, I stayed
like
at a friend's house like a week ago when I was in LA, and they had that super, super soft toilet paper. And I was like, I don't like this. It just feels like I'm putting like a really plush towel in between my butt cheeks. Like I want,
like it either.
I just need a good squirt of water, dry it up, and let's get out of here. Like,
yeah.
I need some grit.
yeah.
I need something like some feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
What is your first memory of poops or fur as a kid?
So I remember, so I grew up in a big, like my dad moved to my hometown. Like it's a very small town. It's Cabot Cove. If you remember Murder, She Wrote, that small, like Victorian, that's actually in California. So, he moved there in the 70s and like probably bought a Victorian house for like $100 or something, ridiculous. Like, so I grew up in the house, and then when I was a kid, like when you can't wipe yourself, I don't know, I must've been like 3 or 4. And there was one of those like heaters, like in the wall that you turn on, like they're,
The little gas ones.
not gas. No, it was like electric.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I turned on the heater, but I would yell like, I'm ready. And it would echo in this heater. Like, so that's like one of the first memories I have of pooping. But I also remember the Toilet Monster movie. Did you ever see that or know about it?
No.
I'm pretty sure that it's been verified that it exists, but I grew up with newspapers. Remember those? I'm sure you all do. And so we get this San Francisco Examiner, I think, and there was an ad for this Toilet Monster movie, and it showed like a monster coming out of a toilet.
Oh.
So it freaked me out because I thought it was real because I'm a kid, and so I would like, if I did flush, I would just like flush and then like run out of the bathroom, or I would just run out of the bathroom, and that that was a memory of.
Did you see the
time.
movie, or did you just see the poster? Because I'm having like
Toilet Monster?
Yeah, I'm totally having a memory of a toilet monster.
It might have been the Poltergeist or something, or because I literally only saw I probably couldn't even read at the time, and I only saw it in like when they used to show movies.
Ghoulies. Yeah.
Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Actually, which also, this should be a whole episode.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ghoulies.
We could do a whole episode about 80s movies about monster and a toilet trying to pull you in. Yeah, Ghoulies. I saw Ghoulies. Oh my God. I remember that movie.
And there's Ghoulies 2 with 2 different toilet monsters.
Yeah. Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've never seen the movie. I probably won't, but that little
Probably doesn't hold up.
tiny. No.
If we ever do,
Probably.
Dave, I still want to do a horror movie based on fatbergs. Maybe we need to like combine it with the Ghoulies, and it's like a fatberg that comes out of the
Sure.
toilet and like kills people.
What's a fat? What did you say? A fatberg?
Fatberg. It's
like
when. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
That's okay. It's like the remnants of like baby wipes and like all this shit that like, you know, doesn't really, you're not supposed to flush in the toilet, kind of congeal into like our sewer systems, wreak havoc over it. It's just like, it's a disgusting mess. Like boulders. Like they have people that just go in there and like basically like hack this shit out of like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, Google it when we're
Yeah.
done. You'll be like in shock.
Yeah.
It literally looks
I've
like
heard
something
of
out
it.
of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The photos,
I didn't remember
alone-
was.
Yeah, the photos alone give you nightmares.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
awful.
maybe. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
had
I
this
think that there was.
woman on the
go
show
ahead.
that told us that there's a piece of the a Fatberg in the London Museum that started mutating,
Yeah.
sweating, having eggs in it.
Yeah. Like bugs hatched out of it.
So it's literally a horror movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's its own ecosystem.
Yeah, we thought it was like a new species or something.
Yeah.
There's bugs, but it's still disgusting. Like it's awful. So yeah, check that out if you want to really, you know, see something shocking.
And
Yeah.
Darlinda, you talked a little bit about how you're almost never constipated, and I'm assuming that your IBS is D, diarrhea. It's
Yes.
not IBS-C, which I more lean towards. But do you have any cures for diarrhea or constipation?
Not really. No, it's sort of like it's all it's like I can't do beans. I can't do nightshades. I can't do dairy, which that's like my most recent diarrhea experience. It's like, we were watching a really bad movie. I was actually with Minnetonka and we were watching a really bad movie and I was like, wow, I just had super diarrhea. And she's a nutritional therapist, as you know. So she was like, I wonder, we'd had a cheese plate earlier that day.
Oh, there you go.
or I just finished some ice cream. I think no, the cheese plate was the next day because I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's dairy. Like then I was like,
Like, it's definitely dairy.
Yeah, then I had diarrhea the next day. And so it's
shit.
just like,
I
really
feel
just
like
anything fun.
dairy is like the number one for people with IBS-D.
Yeah.
Like that's a trigger. Aren't you triggered now with that, Dave? You have ice cream problems.
I mean, I haven't had ice cream, like regular ice cream, in forever.
No, but before when
Yeah,
you were
I mean,
eating it,
I was thinking what it seemed like, but then like I'm pretty sure I had ice cream like after that, and nothing happened.
Oh.
But maybe it's just the amount or the kind. I don't know. But for a minute, it was like really kind of bugging me. Like I noticed like my stomach was really bothering me afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, all kinds of weird things set me off sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Well, I also find too that like dairy is like, if I have it every day for a long period of time, then it's like, oh no, just no more, please.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if my
yeah.
body's like, no more.
Stop.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Then what other products do you like to use while helping you poop? From sprays to bidets to stools to matches to something we could never even think of.
Yeah, I love a squatty potty. I have one of
Yes.
those. I don't have one, but I want to get one. I mean, it's too late because I'll be able to properly wash my ass in the shower soon enough. But because I've been like sideways washing my butt in the shower with the shower chair because I can't be on both my feet. But there's like, apparently they give them to folks who've had like stitches in their genitals or something, or like, you know, people who've had babies, and it's like it's kind of like a squirty bottle and you could just squirt. It's like it's like a bidet, but a
Sounds like a
squirty
portable
bottle.
bidet, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I kind of want one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, like I think just for my life, because sometimes I get those poops where they just sort of hang out between your cheek. It's like you poop and you're like, oh, that felt good, and it's like, guess what? It hasn't left. It's just in between your cheeks.
Yeah.
So,
It won't leave the
I feel
party.
Yeah.
it's like, come on.
You're like, go.
I know. That's why I love my bidet, because sometimes I squirt extra water up into my asshole and I feel like it breaks up the remnants
Yeah.
in there, you know? And I can cough out.
It's like a
what's
power
stuck.
sprayer.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Like what is that? A
water
water
pick.
pick for
Water
your
flosser,
asshole.
yeah.
Pretty
Maybe I
much.
should just use my pick. I have one.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to jerry rig
Just-
it to work a little more powerful. But I mean, you can they have battery operated portable bidets you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so they're out there.
Yeah, one of those. I also love, my fiance got dude wipes
Oh.
and I just love them. And I don't know, they don't have a scent. They are flushable, but I don't flush them.
Yeah.
because I know
Even if
that's
it
not
says
good.
it, it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually went the friend's house we were staying in. They had the flushable can-do wipes, and I brought them out and with our advertiser cleanse at the same time. And I was like, "Hey, you own your own house, and I'm just warning you, you're gonna have a problem." We've had people on the show who's like, and they were like, "No, but it's flushable," and I was like, "Okay, you can keep doing what you want to do, but just warning you, when this does happen, because it will, you'll say, oh shit, Ellen was right." You clogged up your own pipes with non-flushable wipes. So just don't flush them. But I mean, I have no problems with wipes if you can put them in the trash can.
Yeah. So love dude wipes. They have a minty kind, which I want to try, because I thought that would feel amazing.
Fresh.
Have like a minty tushy.
Especially in the summer when you're like got swamp ass.
Yeah.
Cool that down.
And you're right up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other butt things that are like, I think that's just like a nice, good, like non-scented wipe. And
do you have any tips for the trade in burlesque, because you're wearing very little to no clothing or thongs that are butt related, about like we've had guests on before who had sharted in their thong?
I have done that. I feel like maybe I blocked it out. That seems like I definitely, sometimes because of my IBS, I leave skid marks. So, that's
the worst.
It's the worst.
You're like,
and then
how
it's
old
like,
am I?
yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. But then it's like really bad if it's on your costume. So it's like, so I actually took a costume class from this performer named Penny Starr Jr. in like 2005 at Teaserama. And she suggested like putting a layer of plastic, like sewing it in to the crotch of the Gstring, which like could be good, but then you could also like get a yeast infection if you're wearing it for too long, because it's like, but that's, I think, also just like take your costume off as soon as possible.
Yeah. That's so smart to put a layer of plastic in, and then that way you don't have to worry about washing it as much. You could just hose it off.
Yeah. I've never done that, but it's something to do.
Yeah.
And I guess, like because I do a lot of pussy tricks. I know that's, not poop, but I always like wipe things down with an alcohol swab before I put and rinse them off, because fresh alcohol in your puss does not feel good. So I'll wipe them off. But sometimes if I'm wearing a merkin, you kind of need to also cover your asshole. So I'll take the wipe and do it just like all over. I take the wipes and the alcohol swabs. So
nice.
That's smart.
Yeah. I guess that is
Good
a
tips.
tip.
Yeah. Because I feel like there are performers out there, you only have your G-string on for maybe 30 minutes. Like the 20 minutes before you're on stage, you're off. You change into your street clothes into the next outfit. So it's not like washing that G-string every time you perform is on the top of your, like, you're like, oh, I only had it on for a short period of time. Yeah. But if something happens.
Oh, yeah. You got to make a new costume. You're not going to go through. You're like, I'm not going to try to salvage this. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely like peed on my costumes with, if you have like a fringy bit and you're trying to pee and you like, it's the old sideways thing, but it's like, you can poop with the sideways G-string or a leotard, but it's hard. It's like, you're gonna get poop on yourself.
There's going to be some marks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, poop and pee. Do you have anything else you want to share for us before we go into our fun game?
I don't know. It's like I poop every day. So it feels like there's like, I've got like 41 years of stories to share.
We still have bunch. There's no press. No press.
Yeah, no, I think that's I think that's all she wrote for right now.
Yeah. Well, if anything else ever happens, please come back on.
Yeah, let us know.
I want to hear it.
I will.
Right before we play the game, can I pee really quick?
Sure.
Talking about poop and pee.
Yeah.
Go for it. She's back.
I'm back from pee.
All right, nice. Okay, I thought we were trying to figure out if you took a shit.
You guys weren't making bets?
That was we know better.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting into a little game with the call
Shitty choices.
And for today, the shitty choices are: would you rather smell like poop, but you can't smell it, or your partner smells like poop for as long as you're together?
Oh, Lordy.
Well, I got to tell you, I had a stinky partner once, and I mean, there were a lot of other things about him that were not great. So, but I guess I learned to live with a stinky partner. So I would probably choose, because I love to smell good. Like that's
Yeah.
like I want, since I was a kid, I was like, I just want to smell like roses all the time. So,
Okay. What's one for partner, Ellen?
I have a friend of mine whose husband smells so bad and I don't even know how they have sex. So I go for the first one. I would rather smell like poop, but I can't smell it. Yeah. No, thank you.
I thought about this one. Man, I wrote it, but I thought about it as well. I as much as I'd like to say, like, I don't know. I just, sometimes, like, I have like this shitty deodorant, this natural deodorant. It never works. And I hate the fucking smell. So I'm going to go with the Smelly Partners. I feel like I can just be like, hey, just jump in the shower. Like, well, no, we'll take a nice hot shower together. Like, I mean, you can't do that all the time, but I feel like there's ways to get around it a little bit. So I'm going to go with Stinky Partner.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, but I know what you
Because
mean.
you don't want to be that stinky person.
Yeah, I'd rather, I mean, fuck it. I want to smell somewhat human.
I feel like all those people who are stinky, they don't smell their own stink and they're living just fine. I don't get it though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people, ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I have a good natural deodorant for you. I'll turn you on to it.
I've tried a bunch, and like they always start off fantastic for like a month or two. Then slowly my body's just like, yeah, we're not into this anymore. So, I mean, give me some suggestions. I mean,
I have tried out a bunch too, and this one I've been using for years. And have I ever stank?
Yeah, but I feel like my wife, she's like, oh, I smell. I'm like, you do not smell like the way I smell after like the same physical activity. So, but I mean, I'll try it out. I'll try anything. I mean, right now I got this new one. It's pretty good, but I have to reapply a lot, and I hate that. That's what I do like once in the morning, which does not work. But
What about? Have you ever tried any tea tree oil in there? Because sometimes it's like the bacteria. Yeah,
I tried tea tree oil. It works. I just get lazy and just forget about it
until you're like,
there's too many things. Yeah, until I'm like, holy shit, I fucking stink. But
I've never smelled you, so thank you.
I mean, I feel like I smell right now, but
I don't smell you.
It's like a mix of like.
That's good.
Yeah, I take a shower like at least once a day. But anyway, we're gonna get into a little news right now. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to bring this news story onto my other screen because I'm going blind. So this again came from the New York Post, the poop section, which is hilarious. I mean, it's a crappy newspaper, but I mean, I get it. You got to give credit where credit's due.
But at the same time, crap knows crap.
Crap knows crap. So this happened. Oh my God. The headline reads, pool pooped in at luxury New York City condo. Quote, old lady sued over it.
Oh, no.
So apparently this is a really luxury apartment building on East 65th Street in the city. Units sell for millions of dollars. And they're accusing an elderly resident of using the luxury building's pool as a toilet.
Oh, no.
Yes, this 83-year-old resident, Helen Hirsch, defecated in the fitness center pool and then again in the fitness center shower. The condo was forced to shut the fitness center pool down so they can properly be sanitized. And so there's basically this whole big hubbub about this woman taking a dump in the pool.
Helen,
yes. And they were saying, in addition to pooping in public, Hirsch also, quote, screams and makes loud noises while using the gym and the pool.
Oh, my God.
And failed on numerous occasions to wear proper attire in the gym.
Oh, my God.
Using gym equipment with wet bathing suit on, not wearing proper athletic footwear, and so on and so on. So as a result, the board had banned her from using any amenities, but she like snuck in a couple of times with a realtor that was showing her like the bill, like showing other potential buyers. She would sneak in, or like she would almost like try to like just like bum rush the door as it would open to someone else like was coming in and out. Just seems like a kind of pain in the ass, but anywhoozle, she's being sued by the building. And most people in the building know who she is.
Lordy, yeah. Now the whole world does.
Yeah, so like apparently all these text messages have been going on with residents in the building and everything, and she's just pretty much destroyed this like really. I think it's so funny though. This 83-year-old lady's like, "Fuck this building. I'm just gonna take a shit in the pool." But she does say it never happened.
Oh, how are they pointing fingers at her then?
I guess they must have security cameras on there.
Yeah.
They must.
They don't mention that in here, but they are claiming that she did it. They're taking her to court. She's countersuing, I believe. And then also, like, they asked her, like, did you do it? She's like, no, never. Quote unquote, do they have evidence? And it says ridiculous. I was a doctor before, which I don't know what the hell that's got to do with anything. Like,
Doctors poop too.
Doctors poop. But she's like, but she also, before she said, she added, maybe I'm getting old. So she doesn't even know, which is kind of like,
oh, so she probably has a little dementia.
Maybe.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean,
she
also,
dementia moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
She also told the reporter, like, I'm an old lady. Why should I? Because I skipped ahead. There's also complaints about how she wasn't tipping the building staff. That was another thing that was irking the staff. So
that's why they're suing her.
Oh yeah. This is like the last straw, like literally. But
yeah,
she's like saying, like, I'm an old lady. Why should I tip you all the time? Also, I don't want to live here anymore. It's like, yeah, you don't have to. Well, you're definitely not going to.
No.
After that last stunt. So there was no comment from her lawyers or from the actual companies that manage the condo. But yeah, stay tuned. Let's see what happens with Helen there.
Wow.
But yeah, she is a public pooper in the pool.
Oofed.
Public pool pooper.
Wow.
Could you imagine too, like that luxury apartment? Like how much must that cost? They definitely drained that fucking pool.
Yeah.
Like there's in like the photo, it's it's a giant like condo pool. It's huge.
Yeah.
So goddamn.
Oy.
And she also, they didn't say where she pooped in the fitness center. I'm just assuming it's like just right when you walk in. I don't know why.
I love that.
She's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna like,
Yeah. Oi.
Yeah, this is pretty
I used
bad.
to work at Starbucks, and there was that one time someone pooped right in front of the bathroom.
Oh man.
And I was like, I think Starbucks is offering a great, service to the community by having bathrooms that anyone can use. But it was just like, just go into the bathroom. Like, it's just this big, huge shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is above my pay grade.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've talked about that on numerous times
so
on
many
this
times.
show, that like when it comes to that
animals.
kind of stuff, like you should not have people who are serving you coffee and food dealing with cleaning up bathrooms of any sort, inside or outside the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like they needed their own fucking team of people who clean the bathroom of those places. Plus there's supposedly this new law in New York where every restaurant and coffee place is supposed to legally allow you to use the bathroom because there's no public bathrooms in this city, and they're trying to figure out the best way to get around it.
Yeah, we did a story about that. They said like there's gonna like I think November of this year it takes.
Yeah, it's not soon enough because I was recently in the neighborhood and I went into 2 bars and I was like, "Can I pee?" And they were like, "No, for customers only." And I was like, "Just wait till that fucking rule goes through, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Which I said too when we did the article. It'd be interesting to see how they police this because could you imagine like some fancy restaurant uptown somewhere and someone's like, I gotta use the bathroom. And they're like, well, I guess.
I'm going to have that article, like the law, screenshotted on my phone. I'm going to be whipping it out to be like, sorry, you have to allow me to come in here.
It's going to happen. Like, there's going to be some like story about that. Like,
oh, yeah. And
so,
I'll be leading the force.
Oh, my God. It's so funny. Well,
it's just like as like the financial divide is getting bigger and bigger, it's like it's going to be amazing. I'm just
totally.
Yeah. Like,
it's coming. Like, I mean, it's already here, but it's definitely it's been more pronounced.
Yeah, but if you don't have public bathrooms, where do you expect everybody to go?
Exactly.
So if shit is on the street, that's not my problem. That's a city problem.
Yeah. Well, with that, Darlinda, just Darlinda, thanks for being on the show. You were amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So please tell our listeners where they can find you, any projects you have going on. Just plug away.
Yeah, so I am going to be at House of Yes for their Pride show on June 25th. So that'll be exciting. I think it's like in the 7 or 8 o'clock time area. Yeah, and come see us do a lot of gay things.
Woo!
Nice. All right.
Yeah, this is our second episode for the month of Pride. So if anybody has some Pride pooping stories, please email us at heypoopypodcast.com. But yeah, House of Yes sounds great. And I'm assuming your foot will be all better by then.
Here's hoping.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. And thanks for all of you listening out there who love laughing and learning everything but with us.
And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
For more info, go to heypoopypodcast.com or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. You can send in show ideas, guest requests. Check us out on Twitter at heypoopy, Instagram at heypoopypodcast, TikTok, Hey Poopy Podcast, and our awesome new Facebook fan page. Go check it out at Hey Poopy Podcast. We're also on Discord at Hey Poopy Dumps, or you can contact us at our new awesome hotline, 203-998-5579.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen. Edited by Dave. Executive producer Stormy Leather. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy!